Now at 5:30 on Newswatch.
The Athens County Commissioner gets more pressure today from a fracking advisory group. Ohio's Attorney General is making consumer protection a top priority.
And in sports, one local basketball team is ready to make a big splash in the Ohio High School Tournament.
Broadcasting live from WOUB-TV in Athens. This is Newswatch.
Over 200 residents of Athens and surrounding counties are concerned about the formation of a fracking advisory committee. Good evening, everyone. I'm Katie Dalp. The group expressed their concern today in a letter directed to the Athens County Commissioners. Amaring's Tim Brutengott has more on the story.
The residents who signed the letter are worried the committee will not reflect the needs of most Athens County citizens, people who are not leasing their land to oil and gas drilling companies.
From the research we've done so far and looking at all three landowner groups, only about 3, at most 5% of the residents of Athens County have signed gas leases. And while there may be a larger percentage that are in favor, clearly the overwhelming majority of residents of Athens County have not signed a lease, have chosen not to sign gas leases.
But just the fact that a minority of people has signed leases does not mean all other people oppose fracking, says Commissioner Lenny Eliason.
I don't think that you have 95% of people that are opposed to it. I think a lot of people don't have an opinion in it.
Among those who do have a strong opinion about fracking is Dave Willoughby, who represents a group of leasing landowners. Willoughby has had enough of the ongoing protest against fracking.
I'm sure it would be nice to see you to be able to limit the time applied to this on a weekly basis so that the county can move forward with county business and not be dragged into this battle.
Blaise Vicious is not surprised.
Because these people are being promised large amounts of money for leasing their land. So those of us who are holding out will not be receiving that, but we are receiving, we think we are winners because we are living in a beautiful, unspoiled place where we can have good community, good high-quality local organic food, and live healthy lives in a natural environment.
The county commissioners are still mulling over the formation of an advisory committee, with a decision expected in a couple of weeks. A major issue seems to be the makeup of the committee, who specifically will participate. Amaring's Bruggenkate, WOUB News.
A special prosecutor assigned to one of the criminal cases against an Athens County Commissioner is asking the court to send him to jail. Prosecutor Colleen Williams filed a motion in Athens County asking to revoke Mark Sullivan's probation. Sullivan pled guilty to disorderly conduct in July. He was originally charged with domestic violence but agreed to plead guilty to the lesser charge. Williams says a January domestic violence incident Williams says that a January domestic violence incident where Sullivan is accused of hitting his adult niece in Nelsonville is a violation of his probation. She asked that Sullivan serve 30 days in jail. The judge is expected to make a decision later this month. Over in West Virginia, a Wood County Sheriff's deputy is back in uniform after a judge dismissed charges against him because the prosecution failed to meet their burden of proof. Brian Swigger was accused of waving his gun in front of a small crowd in Elizabeth back in October. The Wood County Sheriff says Swigger is fully reinstated into the office and started working again today. Authorities have identified the man in yesterday's MacArthur fatal fire as 59-year-old Thomas Haggerty. Investigators still do not know the origin and cause of the fire. They're asking people who may have information to get in touch. And the Washington County Sheriff's Deputy Department has released a picture from a security camera of the truck that deputies believe was involved in a recent copper theft at Uramet. Sheriff Larry Mink says 8,000 to 10,000 pounds of copper pipe is missing. The picture shows a white truck with an extended trailer. The pipe was no longer being used and was being hauled out by the Uramet company to be recycled. And a Cambridge man has been charged with placing his 3-year-old son in a clothes dryer to punish him. Guernsey County Sheriff's deputies didn't see any visible injuries on the child when 40-year-old Jeremiah Biley was arrested after a house check. Biley is charged with child endangerment.
And good evening from the Newswatch Weather Center. First, to start off, the National Weather Service has issued a winter weather advisory, and that is not for Athens County. It is everything to the southwest of Fairfield and Hawking County. So be aware of that. It is going to be in effect from 3 p.m. on Friday until noon on Saturday. So keep an eye on this just in case any other counties do become a part of the advisory or it changes into a watch or a warning. Current temperatures right now, everybody is in the lower 30s to mid 30s. Warmest temperature in Huntington and Ashland at 36. Chilliest up in St. Clairsville at 32. For the precipitation tracker for today, if you take a look, we are dominated by high pressure, so that gave clear skies and pretty warm temperatures. But unfortunately, there is a low pressure system that's going to be moving through the region, dropping temperatures for tomorrow. For tonight, it's going to be mostly clear, starting to cloud up right around 3 a.m. at 26. Katie?
I can't believe we're going to see snow again. This is unbelievable.
I know. We haven't seen any for a long time. So stay tuned and I'll have more details coming up.
Thanks, Katie.
Sure.
The next school year could be more expensive for students at West Virginia University in Parkersburg. The School Board of Governors has voted to raise tuition by 10%. If the increase is approved, students seeking a bachelor's degree would pay an additional $314 for the year. Students seeking a certificate or associate's degree would pay $220 more for the year. The chief financial officer says the increase is needed to meet rising costs. WVU Parkersburg tuition would still be one of the lowest in the state. In West Virginia, auditors say Mason County is addressing financial problems within its school system. However, the Office of Education Performance Audits is recommending that the State Board of Education continue the school system full accreditation. The recommendation comes a little more than a year after the office uncovered problems in the school system. A new audit shows the county has fixed many of the problems. The federal government is providing funding to West Virginia to improve internet access at schools and libraries. 21 counties, the State Department of Education, and the Regional Education Service Agency will share the E-rate program funding. The program is intended to ensure that students can access the internet regardless of where they live or their family's income. A former Jackson County prosecutor is now focusing on a certain kind of lawbreaker. Jonathan Blanton is now the head of the Consumer Protection Section for Ohio Attorney General Mike DeWine. DeWine says the consumer protection work involves filing civil cases on behalf of the public, and he's made it a priority to take it to the next level, which means trying to get jail time for scam artists.
It is a robust operation. It's going to get more aggressive as we get moving further along, and we're very, very proud of it. We have good cooperation with local law enforcement. The scams that we see in this office are just, to me, astounding. The Craigslist scams, we've had everything from murder to the bilking of the public for hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Blanton will work to identify potential criminal cases, present them to local prosecutors, and coordinate assistance to help in their prosecution. Ohio Republicans will get some input from afar into a March 1st presidential primary debate in Atlanta. The state party says it's partnering with Georgia Republicans for the Super Tuesday debate. Ohio residents will get a chance to ask questions of the candidates at a yet-to-be-decided location. Pit bulls in Ohio would no longer automatically be labeled as vicious dogs, according to a bill that is headed to the governor's desk. The House overwhelmingly agreed to the Senate's changes to the bill. State law currently defines a vicious dog as one that has seriously hurt or killed a person, killed another dog, or is a pit bull. The bill would remove the reference to pit bulls from the definition and require evidence to prove pit bulls are actually vicious. Hocking College is undergoing scrutiny by the Higher Learning Commission. The president of Hocking will be here to tell us how the school is dealing with the commission concerns. And the battle over new birth control mandates is heating up. Next on Newswatch.